Hello. Just give it a couple more minutes. It's only 27 past, so we'll get started in a couple of minutes. You all had a good weekend? We are going to draw Bart Simpson first. So I've got my helper with me today, Lily. She's drawing right next to me. She's drawing Maggie Simpson. So if you're ever getting sick of drawing Simpsons characters, you need to blame those two, my daughters, because they're asking me every day to draw. Simpsons characters. So we've got three very different characters today. We're going to do Bart Simpson on a skateboard, and then we're going to do Baby Yoda from the new Star Wars series. So it's quite easy, but he looks really cute. And then we're going to draw Peppa Pig because she's quite easy. So it's three very random characters. So I hope you've all got your pens and papers ready. We've still got another couple of minutes until we'll get started. One more minute, guys, and then we'll get started. Okay, right, let's get started. I think I've got to give a shout out to Finn and Isla. They've been sending me some really nice pictures. I think Isla spent most of the weekend trying to perfect Minnie Mouse. So hello guys, I hope you're well. Hope you're doing all right in this lockdown. So let's get started. Then we're going to start with Bart Simpson. I'm going to start with his eyes. Now, what you'll notice with these Simpsons characters is it appears to be, everyone that I've drawn so far, the eye on the left is the full circle, and then the eye on the right is sort of behind. So you don't want to make two perfect circles. And then we're going to come about halfway, because then you have a nose, and all of the Simpsons characters tend to have this same look. So Bart's nose now is this sort of shape there. So we've got a full circle, and then it's not a semicircle, it's more than a semicircle, but it's not quite a full circle. And then we've got the nose underneath, and then the pupils are slightly lower down on this because Bart's actually looking down at his skateboard. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get the width of his head. So the line on the right is about the same width as his eyeball, so it's no wider and it's not any narrower into his head. And then we're going to come across wider than the left hand eye, and it's just another quite straight line. So you'll notice with the Simpsons characters that their nose is level with their ear. So we now have an ear which starts level with his nose, but then comes slightly lower down. So on the top of Bart's head, he's got this spiky hair. So we're going to make a zigzag line going from left to right and just join up with the side of the head that we've already got. Not quite as wide as the eye, so we've just got a little bit of a bulge of the eyeball out the side. We're going to make this almost an S shape, and this is the start of Bart's upper lip, and it comes round. Now with all the other characters that we've done so far, we just have this small crease, and it's the mouth is just a line. But on this picture, we're going to actually give Bart an actual mouth. So we're going to draw his tongue in there, and then you can just fill this section out black. So we started underneath the eye, we made this S shape and round. And then this is his lip, so we're going to follow that shape around, and then we're going to stop halfway in between the mouth. And then we're just going to join this up with Bart's neck. And we have a Bart Simpson face. Okay. So up in this left corner here, we're going to have Bart's arms. So we're going to just come up just slightly higher than the eyes. So if we just make a small dot there, just as a reference, that's to the tip of Bart's finger. So we're now going to draw this slightly curved line coming in towards his ear. It almost touches his ear. And then we're going to do a similar line, but much shorter this time, and it's not coming up as high as the last one. So these Simpsons characters, they all tend to have three fingers and a thumb. So we're just making this wavy line. This is Bart's hand, and we're just making sure that each of these fingers are at a slightly different angle, and then his thumb is in there. We're going to put a little line there just to indicate where Bart's t-shirt sits on his shoulder, and a line there. This is the start of his body. We're going to do the other arm now. So just coming out about halfway up Bart's chin, we're going to make a curved line about, mine's probably about a centimetre, just over a centimetre long. And this is the top of Bart's t-shirt. So we're going to make that type of shape. And then Bart's arms are coming out of the t-shirt. And then we're just going to draw a line at the back of this. And what this does is it just gives you an indication of, and I'm actually going to colour that in black, so that it just looks as though Bart's got a t-shirt on and it's got a little bit of dimension to it. Now, we're going to draw a line which connects the edge of this armpit, I guess. Just a curved line, one there, and we're going to do one similar on this side. And then we're going to join these two up, but not with a straight line. A straight line would go straight across here. We're just going to put a dot slightly higher up, not quite as high as the armpit. And then what we're going to do is we're going to curve a line to the dot and back round. That's the bottom of Bart's t-shirt. I guess that's his waist. So starting on this side, similar to this sleeve that we did on the right hand arm, we're going to do a similar thing here because he's actually wearing some shorts. So we're going to make this two curved lines there, and then Bart's leg is actually coming out at the side and bending at the knee. And then we're just going to get this shape just indicating that we've got some shorts on. So it looks like the leg's going into the shorts. And Bart's second leg, you're going to draw, it's not quite a semicircle, but it's an archway, kind of, an arched shape, followed by a line just round about there. And you'll see this come together in a second. This is the top of Bart's sock, or the top of his shoe. And that's the underside of his shorts coming around there. So you can see his leg and his knees bending, and it's going sort of in towards the shorts. Just a couple of lines to indicate the top of Bart's shoe. So let's have a go at the shoe on the left hand side now. So we've got this section that we just did. It's the top of his shoe, or the top of his socks. I guess that's the same there. And then we've got a rugby ball shape on this side. And then 2 curved lines that come out there. This is going to be the sole of Bart's trainers, so we could put some detailing in there. That looks like that's the grip on his shoe. So that's the bottom of his shoe, and he's just got a generic circle on there for the brand of trainer that he's wearing. I don't know what it would be. So then we've now got underneath here, we're going to draw a skateboard in, and the skateboard is facing us with the wheels tilted towards us. So we're going to be looking at the wheels sort of top down, so they're not going to be round. So if you looked at skateboard wheels from the top down, you're going to have these sort of rectangular shapes. And there's 4 wheels on a skateboard, 2 at the front and 2 at the back. And then connecting the wheels, you have these things called axles, or I can't remember from my skateboarding days. There was something on a skateboard called trucks as well. It might be these. Anyway, you've got a metal part there that connects the wheels together. So we're going to continue a line on up and the same along the bottom. Now, just take note how far we've gone. We've gone further than Bart's arm here. So this second one, we've gone further. Now, the reason we haven't gone as far with this one is because actually Bart is holding the edge of his skateboard there. So the skateboard goes underneath that, so it just looks as though he is grabbing it. We've not finished Bart's shorts off here, actually. And then we're going to do the same setup for the wheels at the front. 2 rectangular shapes. 1 at the top and 1 at the bottom. And then this, either an axle or a truck, I can't remember exactly what they call them. We're just copying the same shape as we've got here. Perfect. And then we are going to do a semicircle, so like a C shape, but the other way round to a C. That's the C shape, and this is the other side of it, and a simple line at the side. And then I think we're done. So that's Bart on his skateboard. That was quite enjoyable. Next one then. So I think somebody doing this art class called Jamie, and Jamie's a big Star Wars fan. So we're going to draw Baby Yoda. Now, Baby Yoda's ears are almost the same width as the page. So from this dot to this dot, that's how wide the tips of Baby Yoda's ears are going to be. So we're going to start with almost a semicircle in the top, but it's not too steep. It's quite a flat arch. And then we're going to come out to those dots with 2 straight lines. So if we make a couple of dots that are almost the same width as where we met the head and the ear, we're then going to do, watch the shape we're going to draw, that type of shape. I don't know what you'd call it. It's almost an S, I guess, if you were drawing the letter S slightly on its side. And then we're going to do the same, but the opposite direction. And we're just going to go towards those 2 dots. And you can start to see now that we've got something that resembles Yoda's head to begin with. We're going to now join those 2 areas up with another curved line. Again, not too deep. We're not coming too deep down. We don't want Yoda's head to look totally round. It's almost rugby ball shape. If you imagine we join these 2 edges up here and here, it's almost a rugby ball shape. So about halfway up of this shape, we're going to just draw 2 curved lines there and there. And then we have a line connecting to the top of Yoda's ear either side. And the same on this side. And I guess what that's indicating is this is sort of the inside of his ears and this is the flap of skin that's over the top. So let's find a point in the, almost in the centre, and we're just going to draw a, not quite a closed circle, so don't quite close it off. And then underneath this we're going to do, I don't know how to describe that shape, it's not quite a W, it's like a, it's almost a W, so it's a curvy line, and then a similar line just underneath it. Now look at the distance that we've got. It's not quite halfway between the tip of the nose and the bottom of the chin. So here's Yoda's nose and his small mouth, and now we've got these two great big eyes, but again they're not perfectly round, so I'm just marking out how wide I want this to be, and it's steeper than the head, the arc. The bottom one is less steep. So we've got those two. They're almost lemon shaped. Okay. So we're going to draw two very small circles now, opposite each other on the diagonal. And we're going to join those up with two semicircles. We're going to colour this in, but don't colour those two original circles that we had. Leave those white. They're the sort of the glint in the eye, the shine in the eye. Same thing now on this side. So let's make sure that we just get the width of the eyes correct. So we're going to make this lemon shape. And then we're going to do exactly the same thing. We're going to make two small circles, join it up with two semicircles, and then we're going to colour the black in the pupil of the eye. Now, what I've said in the last couple of videos that we've done, if you feel more comfortable turning your paper around so that you can get a more accurate line in, then do that. I'm trying to keep my page orientated this way around so that you can see exactly what's going on. We've just got a few details above Yoda's eyes. He's got some little creases. So we're going to do some small semicircles and one underneath each eye. Okay, so there's his head. Now, if any of you have seen the program with Baby Yoda in it, he's wearing this funny little outfit. So he's almost got a scarf on. So it looks as though it's wrapped around him. This part's going underneath this, and you can see that because of this line that we've drawn there. So we've got two curved lines, wobbly lines on either side, and make sure that these two lines don't quite meet up. It just gives an added detail there that makes it look as though it's slightly more realistic. Even though it's a cartoon, it just looks as though we've got something wrapping around his neck. So from this centre line, we're going to come just slightly over to the left because we want to come into the centre, and we're going to draw that shape straight down the middle. And this is the centre of his cloak, and let's have a look how wide we're going to go. So if you look, we're going to come just above halfway past his ear. That's how wide we are on this side, and similar on this side. That's going to be the full width now of the bottom of Yoda's cloak or coat, whatever it is, robe, I guess. Now we're going to draw a line, a slightly curved line, almost all the way up to the top, but not quite joining the scarf. And the same on the other side. We're going to add just a few lines just to indicate some creases, just to show that what we're drawing is flexible and a sort of a material. And then we're going to come on to his arms. So we've got a very short line followed by something similar to what we did on Bart's shorts and Bart's t-shirt. We just want to give the indication of a I don't know what you call those, a cuff, isn't it, on the end of your clothing. And this character's got 3 fingers, or 2 fingers and a thumb. You can just see his thumbnail on that one. And we're going to do something very similar on the other side. So starting with that short line, probably 2 centimetres long mine is. And then we're going to draw this cuff where it looks as though the hand is going in towards the clothes. So we've got an overlap. And then his thumb is there. And a couple of creases. And I think I'm pretty happy with that. So there's Baby Yoda. He's a very light green. What colour green is he, Lily? There. Like a what? What colour would you say?
Army green.
Army green? Lime green, maybe? Lily's chosen that colour. If we were going to colour ours in, I think Lily's going to colour this in later. So that sort of colour for his face. I don't know what colour his robes are, so you could make that up. Okay, there's Baby Yoda. Right then, last one. Let's draw Peppa Pig. She's really easy to draw. So we're going to start with, let's start with Peppa's eyes. So towards the top of the page, 2 circles, round about the same size. I've done them probably about the size of a 5p piece. And the second one is diagonally down from that. I'm going to do 2 black pupils in there. Okay. So to the left of Peppa's eyes, we're going to do another circle, but it's not a perfect circle. We're going to make it slightly oval, because this is going to be Peppa's nose. If we were looking at the front dead on, Peppa's nose would be round, but because we're looking at it from the side, a circle always looks slightly more oval shaped if you're looking at it from the side. And then we've got the 2 holes for her nose. Okay, so on this bottom part we're going to do a slightly curved line, probably about 2 centimetres long. And then on the top we're going to do similar but a little bit longer. So maybe twice the length of this one. Now, if I was going to do this in pencil to just sketch it out to start with, what I would do now is I would draw a big circle here. But obviously I'm doing this in ink now, so I'm just going to make sure that what I'm trying to do now is it's almost a circle. And it's going to come on, up and round. But I need to stop here now because we've got a crown on Peppa's head. But if you can understand, let me get a pencil. What I would have done there is I would have done a complete circle, just to make things easier for you. Now, if you're sketching things out to start with, what's really important is you look for some simple shapes that you can get in early on. So I would have started with this circle here, and we can obviously rub that out now. Where's the rubber, Lily? Pass me that. So I can rub that out now. If you're going to be rubbing out things after you've put Sharpie pens on it, make sure that your Sharpie pens are dry. The ink takes a few seconds to dry and you can ruin your drawing. So we've got this circle shape now. And on the top of Peppa's head, in this drawing, she's got a crown on. So it's got 3 points to the crown. Don't make the lines dead straight, make them slightly curved. And then we've got the bottom of the crown, we've got this sort of sausage shape, I guess it is. And then we're going to put 3 jewels across the bottom. And a small one above those. And 1 on the top. So Peppa's got a circle on the side of her face. That's going to be her rosy cheek, I would guess. And then a nice big smile. So Peppa's body is very, very simple. We've got 2 curved lines and then a straight bottom. Now I'm going to turn my page around. This is what I was explaining to you. I'm turning it around. To make this line straight, I'm just going to pull straight down. And I find it easier doing that than trying to do it horizontal. So make sure you turn your paper around. She's got 2 very simple, skinny little legs that come out with a bit of a space between them. Don't put them too close together. And then 2 very flat circles. Okay. On this side we've got Peppa's arm. Again, very thin, about as thin as the legs. And her hand is just a very simple, almost looks like a 3-pronged star. And in Peppa's hand she has got a magic wand with a crooked star on top and a circle in the middle. And then on this side we've got Peppa's other arm. So she has this 3-pronged star, and she's actually got some fairy wings as well. So we're going to do 2 wings. And last but not least, let's make sure that we have got our curly tail. And then you can add any details you want to it. You could put a nice pattern on the dress or some details in the wings. And that is about us. So we did our 3 characters today. Let's make sure they're all in frame. So we've done Bart Simpson, Baby Yoda and Peppa Pig. I hope you enjoyed those. Don't forget, if you want to get your mums or dads to send me a picture across, either on Facebook or on Instagram, of your work. I really like seeing those. And if you've got any ideas for any other characters that you'd like to do tomorrow, I've had a couple of requests. Somebody wants me to do a James Bond, a cartoon James Bond. Lily's asking me to do Homer Simpson as well, so we'll get those done as well. But if you've got any other characters you want me to do, or anything that you'd like to learn, I'm going to teach you something called the grid method later on in the week, which is a good way of getting you to be able to learn how to do freehand drawings yourself. But thanks so much for watching again. It's been really fun. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. And don't forget, get mums and dads to send me some of your work across. See you tomorrow, guys.